This is the third day in a row where we made a 100% profit return day trading Tesla call options early in the morning. For those of you who took advantage of the day trading and swing trading plan that I provided to you in the top 3 option plays on the video I posted on Monday, congratulations, because that #1 pick on Tesla went up over 1,000%. With that being said, this is also the third day in a row where I absolutely crushed it during the power hour trading session, making multiple 100% profit returns day trading SPY calls. I'm going to be walking you through all of the massive wins that we ended up having inside of Team Roar today. For those of you who ended up following that game plan last night, you should have had a phenomenal green day. I made it very, very clear that the dip buying zone is going to be 549 to 551. If you're getting the bullish 30-minute confirmations, you're going to want to buy the dip. And then I made it very, very clear in terms of the make or break breakout resistance zone. It's not going to be a good level for calls. If you want to try to buy the breakout, it's going to be that 553.70. And then I told you the market's going to overall crash towards that 555 range. With that being said, I have a newly updated market price action analysis plan that we are planning to use heading into the market open tomorrow to absolutely crush it and close out the week very strong in the green. Let's get straight into the analysis. So first things first, man, we have a lot to go over. I'm going to be going over the in-depth price action market analysis. I'm going to be discussing SPY, Triple Q, NVIDIA, DJT. These are going to be the top stocks that I'm going to be watching heading into the market tomorrow. Then we're going to be breaking down and recapping all of the massive wins that we had inside of Team Roar today, man. We are starting off September on absolute fucking fire, man. It is nonstop winning over here. Let's get straight into the analysis. So in terms of the SPY, this is what I want you to be aware of heading into tomorrow. The new buy zone is going to be towards the low of the day. So in terms of the low of day, the new buy zone is going to be at 547.20. I'm very interested in buying call options, buying the dip heading into tomorrow at 547.20. The second level is going to be the previous closing price, 549.61. What I want you to understand in terms of the SPY heading into tomorrow, and this has a lot to do with the daily chart overall pattern, man, as long as we are maintaining in between the range of 547.20 to 550, I'm telling you the low of day is going to be the best price possible to be buying call options. If we could dip back to that level, and history shows that it can potentially dip back to the lows of today, right? That's going to be the buy zone, man. Those are going to be the best levels to be buying call options. Like I said, 547.20 and 549.61. In terms of overall profit targets, your first resistance level is going to be at 551. The next level above that is going to be at 553.70. And then that's that make or break resistance that failed to break out today. So in terms of the level above that, it's going to be the 555 to 556 zone, which is still a potential short zone. Now, that's going to be the game plan for buying call options. We're going to be focused on buying the dips. You need to use bullish 30-minute confirmations, bullish 30-minute trends, bullish 30-minute overall patterns, right? Based off of what I'm seeing on the daily chart, man, the SPY is going to try to retest the wicks, man. You see how there's another wick right here at 553.50. It is going to try to spike back and retest the high of that wick. And tomorrow could be the day where it finally does break out above this double top wick area towards that 553.70 to 554 zone. So like I said, if we're breaking out above 554, we drop back down to retest, we're heading into that 555 to 556 range, right? So based off of what I'm seeing on the daily chart, man, everything is aligning for a nice dip buying opportunity to be buying call options towards those oversold levels, right? And we are bound to retest once again the high of this wick. We have a new wick towards this 553.80 level. So the game plan is very similar compared to yesterday. The daily chart is very similar. We just had to do some slight updates on the overall levels, right? We want to be buying at the best level possible, 547.20, and we're also interested towards that previous closing price at 549.61. Now, in terms of bearish, let's say we are not getting any bullish 30-minute confirmations and we're just dropping hard under 547. Me personally, I'm not going to be interested in buying put options. If we're going under 547 heading into tomorrow, again, this is day traded analysis, I have no interest in buying put options. I will be very interested in buying call options if we do go under 547 towards this 544 level, man. So I've been bringing a lot of awareness to this level. This is going to be the previous resistance to react as support, along with the gap reversal level. This is also a day trading zone, right? So in terms of the overall zone, I'm very interested in buying call options at this 544.30 along with this 543.80 gap zone. Based off of what I'm seeing, it's very unlikely that we're going to hit that zone. But again, you have to trade with confirmations. You have to trade with strategies at these levels. Don't just blindly enter at the level. But like I said, heading into tomorrow, the true best level to be buying those call options is going to be that 547.20. And again, if it's reacting bearish at the levels, you can, if it's reacting bearish at the levels that I'm interested in buying call options, you can just wait for it to react bullish. Later in the day, it can flip and it can react bullish, right? So if we do go under a little bit under 547 and then later in the day it flips back and reacts bullish, then you can buy it. Wait for the overall confirmations. But based off of what I'm seeing, man, this could be a very similar day compared to today in terms of tomorrow, man. It could be a very similar day. In terms of one of the patterns that I'm seeing, it could potentially be the day where the SPY does end up breaking out. Like I said, we have a double top towards this 554 level. Heading into tomorrow, if we are bottoming at this 547, as long as we don't go into 547, tomorrow could be a very strong bullish day. And if we do break above that 554 and it retests and it reacts to support, it could be a day where the market potentially closes strong. Just bringing some awareness to that. Make sure you're using confirmations at the level, right? So obviously, based off this information, the worst level to be buying call options is at 554. But if we're getting a strong breakout and then the market drops back down to retest that level and there's bullish 30-minute confirmations, we can try to buy it at the breakout level, man. With the breakout levels, you have to be extremely careful. And it's always best to wait for them to retest the level instead of buying into the overall breakout. In my experience in terms of trading, when buying the overall breakouts, those tend to be my worst trades. In terms of breakout trades, I tend to do best when they already break above the resistance, so I miss out on the move first, and then when it retests and drops back down to the previous breakout level, and there's a bullish 30-minute confirmation, buying the dip is how I tend to buy those breakouts, the best, the break and retest, right? So that's the overall game plan heading into tomorrow, right? And just to give you some updates, if 555 to 556 does react to support and we do break above that overall zone, 560 is the next level, and then we have a gap that's waiting to fill above at 564, right? And then in terms of swing tradings, if we are getting bullish 30-minute confirmations on the daily chart towards this 543.80 to 544, going to be interested in swing trading calls. In terms of puts, if we are getting bearish, daily candlesticks right before the market closes towards this 564 to 561 area, going to be interested in swing trading puts, but really focus towards the gap at 563.50, right? So this game plan should be absolutely phenomenal heading into the market open tomorrow, right? And I'm telling you, this is going to be a crazy play setting up towards the end of the day tomorrow based off of what I'm seeing, man. I'm telling you, I'm looking at the trends. I'm looking at the overall patterns. Tomorrow is going to be an absolutely phenomenal day. We're going to close out this week very, very strong in the green. So in terms of triple Q, I want to bring some awareness to this. You can see right here, we have these two green bullish pins lined up on the daily chart, right? So triple Q going to have a very similar move in terms of the SPY. It's going to try to retest this 565.60, right? And then again, like I said, if you see a breakout, especially into the close, right? This is going to help you in terms of a potential strong close. So we're bottoming towards the lows of today, heading into tomorrow, and we are testing these wicks, these double tops. If you see bullish 30-minute confirmations above the level, if you see a break and retest above these wicks and bullish 30-minute confirmations, that's going to be a confirmation that the market is going to close strong. So pay attention to the break and retest if this does occur, because like I said, I'm seeing daily patterns where it could potentially be a strong bullish day, but we have to confirm it at the overall levels and also be aware that these are strong resistance levels, right? Now, with that being said, man, in terms of triple Q, keep an eye on the 457 overall range. And like I said, the resistance is at that 465 overall level, right? Now, in terms of NVIDIA is forming a very interesting pattern here, man. Based off the daily chart, NVIDIA is bound to finally break out and go to $113. If it does not happen tomorrow, it is very likely that it's going to happen into next week. This could be a potential swing trade over idea, but keep an eye on NVIDIA, man. The make or break level is going to be this overall zone of this 107.60. Once we break above 107.60 and react to support, we're going to be exploding up to that 113 level, man. Based off the signals, if it's not going to happen tomorrow, it should happen next week. NVIDIA is going to spike and retest the high of this wick at 113. whenever you are taking these trades, man, make sure you are selling into the moves at key resistance levels. Make sure you never go green to red on a trade. Make sure you're setting your profit stops, man. If you're not good at selling into the moves and you're flipping green to red, then you have to automatically set those profit stops, man. You have to protect the overall profits, and you can move your profit stop up to ensure that not only you're not going to go green to red, but to ensure if the market has a big move against your overall trade, you're going to get stopped out and not get back the bulk of the overall profits, right? Now, in terms of DJT, you need to keep an eye on this heading into tomorrow, and this could also be a potential swing trading idea. You guys are well aware, if you watch the top 3 option plays video that I posted on Monday, man, the #1 play was on Tesla. This is the 3rd day in a row this week where we made 100% profit return on Tesla calls in the morning. This is also the 3rd day in a row this week where we made 100% plus profit returns on SPY calls during the power hour trading session, man. Every single last 30-minute candlestick into this week, man, has been that strong bullish trend to buy the overall dip, man. We absolutely crushed it during the power hour trading session today. Now, with that being said, in terms of DJT, as you can see, this is a very oversold support level, and there is a gap to fill right here at 1730. I studied the history of this overall stock. It does like to have gap reversals. You can see there was a gap to fill right here towards 1340. It filled the gap, green bullish 30-minute confirmation, started to uptrend, right? So I need you to keep this on your radar for a potential swing trading opportunity and also day trading opportunity. We now have a green bullish daily candlestick on this overall chart, and we did end up finally closing that gap today, man. So this could potentially be the beginning of an overall uptrend on DJT. So just keep it on your radar heading into next week. Keep it on your radar in terms of a potential day trade tomorrow. But those are going to be the top setups that we are planning to trade heading into tomorrow, man. And I'm telling you, man, Tesla, 3 days in a row, 100% profit returns. Look at this, man. If you're using the information I provided to you, you should have been all over Tesla call options today, man. We ran up 100% plus on this. Look at this, man. You see the red bearish pin facing to the downside. What does it do the next day? Green bullish gap up for a strong close. And then look at this, red bearish pin to the downside, green bullish candle, green bullish gap up, man. Tesla calls have been fucking crushing it. Now, let's get into the trades, man. So I gave you an overall analysis. Let's get straight into the trades. So in terms of the trades that we ended up making, let's get into it, man. You guys are well aware, nearly every single morning inside of Team Roar has been green. We have many traders who literally just call it within the first 30 minutes from the market open, man. Some of them, they come back later on throughout power hour. They risk 30 to 50% of what they made to try to make more. But a lot of traders, they literally just call it during the market trading power hour session, man. A lot of them, they're not even active in the chat. They just follow the trades and make money, man. Like I said, not everyone wants to be a part of the overall community. Some people just want to make money. Now, with that being said, man, in terms of this trade, let's get into this. This is the 3rd day in a row where we absolutely crushed it on these Tesla calls, man. Utilizing the game plan, utilizing the trading strategies, man. So at 9:36 a.m., let's buy 240 Tesla calls for 38 cents a contract. We bought these calls at 38 cents a contract, man. As soon as we got in, they went up over 60% in a single fucking minute, man. I'm going to walk you through this play, man. So in terms of this overall trade on Tesla call options, I'm going to walk you through it. This is the overall option chart. And what I'm going to show you is this is exactly where we bought those call options. Very, very close to the morning lows. We got in right here. And then in terms of closing out the position, we got out right here. In terms of the overall sell, it was at 134 a contract. Those contracts ended up going to 210 at the speed of fucking light, man. As you can see right here in real time, we ended up closing out and selling the position right here at 10:04 a.m. So as you can see, this is the full breakdown chart in terms of the trades. Once we exit the trade, you get the full breakdown recap, right? That was the first win on the day from 38 cents to 130, man. We're talking about a 250% profit return in less than 30 minutes. This is the 3rd win on the week where we made over 100% profit return on Tesla call options. I gave you the blueprint. I give you the blueprints. I give you the plans to make money before you even join the group. There's no excuse, man. You all should be fucking making money with the plans, with the strategy. I give you the opportunity to become self-sufficient, man. Now, with that being said, the winning just keeps on fucking happening, man. It's nonstop winning. When you have a real-time options trade alert system, you could trade during the market open, you could trade during the middle of the day, you could trade during power and fucking hour. All it is nonstop winning inside of Team Roar, man. What's a red day? What's a fucking loss? What's an L day, man? All we do is fucking win nonstop, man. with that being said, in terms of the next trade, man, let's get straight into it. At 10:47 a.m., let's buy 549 SPY puts for 58 cents a contract, right? So in terms of these overall puts, we got in at 58 cents a contract. In terms of this overall trade, we ended up exiting this trade at 140 cents a contract, man. Literally 2 trades back to back, fucking massive wins, man. So in terms of that overall trade, as you can see, I'm gonna walk you through this, man. So in terms of the puts, I'm gonna walk you through this. So as you can see, this is where we ended up getting in on those put options, fairly close to the lows. You know, it had a very, very quick spike. We got in right here. And then in terms of closing out the position, we closed out towards the exact peaks, man. So that was the second win on the overall day. Now, in terms of the third trade, we had SPY 551 calls for 54 cents at 1:44 p.m. So in terms of this overall trade, we ended up getting profit stopped out in the 80+ cent range, man. You could see right here, set profit stops. In terms of when we're setting profit stops, we don't even have to alert when we exit the trade. We set the profit stops, and it's explained in terms of where to set overall profit stops. When you look at the morning session with the Risk Management 101 setup in the morning game plan, we literally don't even have to alert the exit in terms of positions where we set the profit stop, because everyone gets profit stopped out, right? Or they can also sell into the moves and leave runners and get profit stopped out on the runners, right? Everybody has different overall systems that work for them. So with that being said, in terms of the Tesla calls, we got in at 1:44 p.m. I'm gonna walk you through this. This is where we ended up getting in on those calls. And then this is where you should have been profit stopped out on the overall calls. And they did end up going to 100+ a contract. Now, in terms of the next trade, let's get into it, man. So as you can see right here, we had 552 SPY calls for 37 cents at 2:13 p.m. This overall trade was fairly a dud. Like I said, we already had 3 wins before that, right? So there's no excuse in terms of going green to red on the day. We have a rule within Team Roar. There is no excuse. There's no fucking choice to go green to red on an overall day. There's mainly 3 sessions to the day: the market open, the middle of the day, power hour trading session. If you're green on one session, then you do not flip green to red. At the absolute most, you risk half of your gains, right? And that's if you're on the riskier side. If you want to play it more safe and more stability, then you risk 30% of your overall gains. Like I said, man, many members literally just call it after the first 30 minutes of the market open, because I'm telling you, there is nothing like this in terms of the market open trades. There's nothing fucking like this, man. Nearly every single fucking morning, there's 200, 300% returns. And sometimes it's 2 wins back to back within the first 30 fucking minutes, man. There's nothing like the morning trading sessions. It's truly unfucking believable what is going on in the morning trading sessions. But like I said, when you have a real-time options trading alert system, you can print, you can trade all fucking day, man. Market open, middle of the day, power hour trading, it's just non-fucking stop winning over here. So in terms of the next overall trade, this was fucking insane. Look at this, man. At 3:11 p.m., right? 3:11 p.m. Let's buy 549 SPY puts for 50 cents a contract. You'd think with all those massive fucking wins, we'd stop there. No, we just keep on fucking winning, man. This is Team Roar. All we know how to do is fucking win. We win nonstop inside of Team Roar. Right here, 50 cents a contract. Look at this, man. At 3:11 p.m., at 549 strike, I'm going to show you this. This is where we got in the overall trade. 3:11 p.m. Look at this. It's just consolidating nearly towards the lows. As soon as we got in, 4 minutes later, these contracts go from 50 cents to 140 cents. They go up 200% profit return at the speed of fucking light. We got out on that fucking rip, sold the peak, man. That is what we did in terms of Team Roar, man. And in terms of my own personal trades, man, I'm going to walk you through this. You guys are well aware, I trade best during power hour trading session. So if you see me enter a trade before that, right? If you like, you can start a little bit light. You can size in a little bit light, or if you like, you can skip the overall trade, right? If you're not 100% seeing what I'm seeing. But I'm telling you, I trade best during the power hour trading session. So in terms of my own personal trading, I started off, in terms of my personal trade, I had 1 loss in the morning. I tried to buy the breakout on SPY. I mentioned in last night's video that the worst level to buy calls was towards the 553. I was seeing a green bullish 30-minute confirmation towards that level. But one of the issues was it wasn't a breakout and retest. That's the problem, man. I've noticed in terms of my own personal trading, I do not do good buying breakouts. In terms of how I successfully buy breakouts, I do it best when it already breaks out and I miss the initial breakout, and then it drops back down and it retests the breakout and retest. And then once it retests, if I'm getting a bullish confirmation, then I enter the calls, and that's when I do best. But if it doesn't break out and it spies at major resistance, or if it stocks at major resistance, and I try to buy the breakout, in most situations, it just does not work out for me. So in terms of my first trade, it was an L, but in terms of the power hour trading session, I made up for it all and more and finished very strong green on the day. I went 2 for 2 during the power hour trading session, man. You guys are well aware I trade best during the power hour trading session. This was the first trade that I ended up making during the power hour trading session. This is the 3rd day in a row during power hour where we nearly bought call options towards the exact fucking lows, man. There's been a very strong bullish trend into the last 30-minute candle where the SPY has been closing strong and ripping off of key fucking support, man. So I took advantage of it for the 3rd fucking day this fucking week, man. 3:43 p.m. And you got to be aware of these short-term trends because they tend to repeat themselves, man. So you got to be aware of all this, man. In terms of market strategy, you have to be adapted and you have to be laser fucking focused on what's going on in the market right now. So that was a short-term trend that I've been capitalizing on, along with the Tesla trend that we've been capitalizing on from the video that I posted. You can see right here at 3:43 p.m., let's buy 549 calls at 50 cents a contract. I bought these calls out of the money. They ended up closing 61 cents in the fucking money. During extended hours, it hit my fucking profit target, and you can hold up until 4:15 p.m. You can hold these SPY options up until the after-hour session. They hit 120 cents a contract during the power hour trading session. I got out at 80 cents a contract, right? So in terms of that overall trade, why did I buy those SPY 549 calls at 50 cents a contract, right? So in terms of the overall trade, this is where I got in. If we go to 549 SPY calls, I ended up getting in right here towards the exact bottom of this overall candle. And as you could see, during the extended hours trading session, they pumped to 120 a contract just 4 minutes after the market closed. So with that being said, I ended up closing out at 80 cents at 4 p.m. Why did I take advantage of this overall trade? So first of all, there's been a strong overall trend throughout the past 10 days where SPY has been ripping throughout the past 30 minutes, a very strong bullish trend. If you buy the overall dips, you just got to figure out in terms of a great level to be buying the overall dips, man. So in terms of that overall level, man, what I had noticed was there was a red bearish pin, and my goal in terms of the calls was to buy once it retests the bottom of this pin for a strong overall bullish move to 550. That's why I kept saying within the overall chat, right? Because I measured the price action. This just went from 548 to 550. So if it bombs at 548, it's going straight up to fucking 550. Plus there was a wick to test at 551, previous closing price. Plus there's more wicks to test at 553. And I also made it very clear in last night's video, even if we do go under the 548 gap breakdown level, that is very unlikely that the SPY is going to sell off and flush. I made it very, very clear in terms of that. I also made it very clear that it's likely going to crash at 554 to 555. And then you can see there's a double top here, red bearish 30-minute confirmation here at below the previous closing price. Buy fucking puts, sell into the move at that 548 support. Just all basic strategies, confirmations that you could have taken advantage of with the overall levels, right? In terms of like more confirmations, you had a green bullish 30-minute confirmation right here at 552. And like I told you, if you're seeing bullish 30-minute confirmations at 551, we got when the market open, then you're going to want to buy. And then in terms of the next level, 553.70, man. So that's where I should have been buying calls. Like I said, on the morning trade, I bought calls as soon as this 30-minute candlestick closed, thinking that it was going to spike back up. And the crazy thing is, if I would have set a profit stop, I would have been green. I think I got those calls at like 50 cents. They went to 68 cents. That's a nice little win there. It's much better than flipping for a fucking loss, right? But if I would have set the profit stops, I would have been stopped out there, but I was aiming for that 554.50 to 555 overall range, right? So I'm setting a profit stop never hurts you, especially if you're up 20% plus, right? Now, with that being said, man, in terms of the trade, this is previous resistance at $549. You have a strong breakout above the resistance. It drops back down to the previous resistance, reacts to support, wicks, and the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart was also giving me confirmation that it was likely going to bounce, man. You just have these very strong wicks, but it had a lot to do with that overall 30-minute trend that's been occurring for the past 10 days. Vast majority of the time, we've seen very strong spikes. Like I said, I've taken advantage of all three. Buying the dips towards the lows, right? So very similar. You can see right here, wicks to test. Once it tests the wick, it spikes. Once it tests the wick, it spikes. That's how I found my entry. And then in terms of exit, 550 held to the overall close. And then I also had a trade on SPX calls. This was the second win on the overall day. Shout out to Human Made. Human Made made a $1,000 gain on these SPX calls, man. So I'm gonna walk you through this one. This fucking trade was insane, man. This was the second trade that I ended up making during the power hour trading session. So I ended up buying these SPX 5500 calls at 85 cents. Shortly after I got in, these went to 200 plus cents a fucking contract. We made 100% profit return on those. And they ended up closing at 170. The crazy thing is, man, a minute before the fucking close, if you were to get back in on this overall trade, man, look at this. This is fucking crazy, man. These were 10 cents. These dropped to 10 cents at 3:58 p.m. Just a minute later, they went to 200. They closed 3 points in the money at 170, man. Fucking crazy, man. I've been in so many plays throughout this year, literally within the last 2 minutes. You can be in a play, it drops like 50%. They go up 1,000%, 1,700% within 1 minute. Another key time during the power hour trading session is the last 2 minutes. I'm telling you, these key times, you want to write these down: 3:30 p.m., 3:45 p.m., 3:51 p.m., 3:55, and 3:58 p.m. Those are all key times where you can make scalps, man. I'm telling you, you can outperform many traders during the last 30 minutes of the market, literally just making quick scalps for a couple minutes into the last like 10 minutes, or holding towards that 340 mark for like 20 minutes, right? So with that being said, that was the overall trades. And like I said, just in terms of some, basic strategy teaching, based off the levels, this was a strong confirmation to buy the call options, right? If you're seeing a bullish 30-minute confirmation, the floor is above. This is a green bullish 30-minute candle in the middle. This is where you buy call options on the opening of the next 30-minute, and then you sell into the next level. If you want to leave runners for the next level, you can do that. Set profit stops. Don't go green to red, right? So in terms of another confirmation, you have a double top right here. I made it very, very clear that 555 was going to be the level. It was slightly under that, but I did also tell you that this 553.70 zone was very strong resistance. If you're seeing a red bearish 30-minute confirmation under that previous closing price, rejecting for an hour straight, you can buy puts on the opening of this 30-minute candlestick, ride it back down to 548, man. And there was several bullish 30-minute confirmations to be buying call options towards this 548 zone, man. Like I said, we took advantage of that overall move, man. G-War was seeing exactly what I was seeing. I was going to actually call out that play. He called it out first, man. Big shout out to that, because I was planning to do the same exact move, man. This was fucking killer. This play right here, man. We saw this to an exact fucking T. This 551 SPY call play, that was fucking phenomenal. Now, with that being said, for those of you who are serious about making money, it's the first link down below within the description. If you want to come print with us, if you want to trade with us and print at the speed of fucking light, is the first link down below within the description. We are going to close out this week very strong in the green, man. I'm telling you, we got many members. In terms of the churn rate, only 9% of our students, of our customers, are only leaving per month. 91% are choosing to stay. We have a 90% plus success rate in terms of buying cheap, far, low risk, out of money option contracts. We're known for selling them in the money 90% of the time. We have the highest win rate in the game doing this. And like I said, we're known for selling them in the money. And we tend to buy far out of the money, usually 2 to 5 legs out at times. So with that being said, if you do want to experience this and come print with us and get access to our real-time options trading alert system, this is not just trading calls. This is a professional trading group where we do have a real-time options trading alert system. In terms of some background to the overall trading system, we set profit stops. We do not use stop losses. We let the contracts expire to 0 for the vast majority of the time, and then we hold them. In terms of the dead plays that drop 50, 60, 70% of the time, they tend to come back to life and go in the money, right? So we're selling them in the money, making the biggest percentage gains. We do not use stop losses. We do set profit stops. The profit stops are going to ensure that we do not go green to red on an overall trade. And we tend to add to winners. When we're up 15, 20%, we like to add to winners because our wins tend to be very big. 200%, 300%, sometimes 1,000% plus during the power hour trading session. Usually every single month, you're going to see 3 1,000% gainers at the bare minimum, mainly during that power hour trading session. But for those of you who've been leaving runners and holding the morning plays, if you look throughout the past month, there's been many 2,000% gainers if you held those up until the close, right? So that's what we're known for doing. If you do want to gain access to this real-time zero-date options trading alert system, it's the first link down below within the description. Like I said, we have many members who are consistently making $500 to $1,000 plus a day. We have many members who are making thousands of dollars every single week, man. I see the same faces coming back every single day, the same people posting their profits, raving about the overall program. And look at this, $5,000 profit on the day, $1,500 profit on the day, man. It's going to pay for itself at the speed of fucking light, man. So if you're serious about making money, you want to see what the real deal fucking looks like, it's in here, man. 90% plus win rate, borrow the money option contracts, selling them in the money 90% of the times, man. Name another group that's doing that for $10,000. Name a group that has a real-time zero-date options trading alert system, no stop losses, puts in the max risk per trade, lets the contracts expire 0, sells the contracts in the money 90% of the time, cheap, low risk, affordable contracts, right? We got the highest win rate in the fucking game doing this, man. This group is unfucking touchable. You cannot stop an unstoppable fucking force, and I'm telling you, it's nonstop winning in this group. All I see is fucking green. It's just winning nonstop. So like I said, man, tomorrow, we're closing out this week. Very, very fucking strong. In the green, man. If you want to see a fucking show tomorrow of nonstop winning, Fridays are known for being our best fucking days, and we are gonna kill it at the speed of fucking light. This is just today, man. I'm telling you, this group, mark my words, we will get to a point as a whole, as a collective, where we are making $100,000 plus a day as a whole, as a collective, man. I'm telling you, we will get to that point with me, G-Roar, and many members that we have, hundreds of members. We're gonna get to a point where we're making 100 grand a day collectively as a fucking whole, man. I'm telling you, we will get to that point, right? So with that being said, man, if you do want to be a part of it, man, I'm telling you, we'll get to that point where as a collective, as a whole, we're going to make 25 million plus a fucking year. We're going to get there, man. So it's the first link down below within the description. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing fucking like this group. Only 9% of the students are choosing to cancel. 90% plus are staying every single fucking month, man. If you want to experience this in real fucking time and you want to win non-fucking stop and you want to see what the real fucking deal looks like, it's in this fucking group, man. I'm telling you, it's the first link down below within the description. I'm signing off. We're going to absolutely crush it heading into tomorrow, man. I'm telling you, Fridays, those are our best days, man. We fucking love Fridays. Those are the best fucking days, man. Because when that market's going to close from fucking Saturday and Sunday, well, we're going to go fucking hard. We're going to do our absolute fucking best. We're closing out very fucking strong, man. We fucking hate when the market's closed. If it was my fucking choice, I'd keep it open 7 days a week. Hell, I'd make it 24/7 fucking open market, man. We're going to fucking kill it tomorrow, man. Every single Friday is fucking vengeance, man. That's what it is. It's fucking vengeance. Because we fucking hate when the market's closed, man. That's the only fucking problem I have in terms of the market, in terms of fucking trading, man. Like I said, we fucking hate when the market's closed. So Fridays, we fucking go off. We're fucking winning non-fucking stop. And we're going to have a lot of fucking wins, man. It's the first link down below within the description.